conversation.
Hi, welcome to Francis Matete TV, FM TV. And today we just want to have a look at the Kenya's current political climate. We want to look at what is affecting us, the current events that are affecting Kenyans, and we dissect together and come up with the way forward, come up with how we feel that the way the country is going, particularly my concern is about the youth. Right now, Kenya is going through a period of political tension, from economic pressure, from public frustration, especially among the young people. The other day, I was watching football when Arsenal was winning the Premier League. And I was just asking the young people, what are they doing for their lives? What are their futures like? Every young man I was speaking to, they are very, very, very focused. They're aggressive. They want to have the future. But then they realize that a few things are really affecting. They wonder how to handle that. For instance, there's one issue that has shocked many Kenyans. You know, we always say that the rain does not beat a blind man, because the blind people or women will see it coming from far. The rain beats the one who is seeing it come. So the other day, we were very shocked with one incident where a young man managed to pass through the presidential security and reached to the president, even hugged him. So we're wondering, I mean, if a young man can pass through 800 police officers to go and hug the president, it was very shocking. One, at a personal level, I thought that was a stage-managed thing, because it is not possible. The president has the aide camp behind him. There in the podium, there are security officers. Wherever in front here, 5 meters from the president, there are security officers. How dare can a man pass through? Then, and the following day, we are told the man has now gotten a job in Mombasa port. Then we also told that the man came all the way from Wasingishu. I'm yet to confirm, but I'm told he came all the way from Wasingishu to go and hug the president in Kwale or Kilifi so they can get a job in port. I mean, honestly, it does not add up. But many Kenyan citizens were shocked. This was not just about one person breaking the security rules. But it raised serious questions about how secure the country's top leadership is. I mean, today, us being told that somebody passed through the security, he was carrying a knife, and he has actually knifed the president. Where will the opposition leaders be? I could have felt for Gachagua, because they could have just said, this one is Gachagua who has organized for this, and he has sent somebody. Even they could have disappeared with this person, then came up with another person who is killed and say, Gachagua has sent this one to go and kill the president. So let us be serious. So, I mean, that weak coordination between the security team around the president should actually wake up and smell the coffee. It is very dangerous. I know others have showed some emotional judgment that the political environment could have caused that, or the frustrations. Even social media quickly turned the incident into a national debate, with people asking whether the security agencies are really in control. But when I was listening to Gachagua the other day, he was saying that these guys have not been paid. I even have a friend of mine, I was speaking to him or her, I don't want to say her or him, and they were saying some allowances have not been paid. Where on earth people who are taking care of the president not be paid? Where on earth? Even the other one that they were mentioning, some security officers have been sent to kind of collect some bribe from somewhere. We were told it was taken to whoever. I mean, that's madness of the highest order. Let us wake up and smell the coffee. Another issue that is affecting Kenyans, people mentioned about it, but it has not gone yet. Even as of today, and yesterday, there were rumors that the matatus are going to go on strike. The issue of fuel prices. You know, fuel affects affects everyone. Because from those ones even who operate toilets in town, they suffer when people are not in town. So fuel affects everyone. from transport to food deliveries to electricity costs to business operations, schools. When fuel prices go up, ordinary citizens suffer. Matatu fares, they increase. Because if matatu fares increase, people who always say, let it reach at around 9 or 10 before I go home so that I can pay 20 shillings, they will not do that because the prices will have gone up. So fuel prices in the market always affects everyone. Even small businesses, they struggle to survive. Many Kenyans, the way I was doing my research, feel that despite the promise from the leaders, the cost of living is still too high. This has created anger among, if you ask Kenyans, the other day I was online, I was checking Orengo's statement. I was asking, why do you increase fuel with 60 bob, then reduce with 10 shillings? You just have said, rather, I will increase with 10 shillings or 40 shillings and remain there. Then go up, then reduce it after a week. You have already made money. If you're actually making 40 shillings per litre, how many litres do you consume per day? So when people make calculations and this money is going to a specific pockets, it will affect them. So the working class, the unemployed, what do you want them to do? Because if they used to buy, there's a time now, recently, just a few days ago, there was no sukuma wiki in the market. There were no tomatoes. And one was costing 15 shillings, one tomato. So how many people cook food? Yet when some of us are setting life, we could just cook nyanyas, tomatoes, and ugali. So how many people afford tomatoes if one is at 15 shillings? So the fuel costs, honestly, leaders want to ask you, even if you're talking of intergovernmental G2G, G2G, whatever, GG in football, just think on how you can reduce fuel prices for the sake of Kenyans. Another thing, it's like, this one is like when some of us who grew up in the village, there's a flea. When that thing bites you, whether you like it or not, it is so itches, you must just remove it. This one is the finance bill. The finance bill has just come. And one of the biggest political discussions in the country now is the finance bill. And people never learn lessons. When I look at the finance bill, I ask myself one question. Leaders, from President Ruto to all his CSS and ministers and wherever and ambassadors, when you are taking office, go sit down and make a calculation and say, I want to make 5 trillion when I leave my term. So Kenyans, contribute for me 5 trillion so that you can spare us the finance bills. These bills have been always the increased taxes because the government is introducing new taxes. I was just looking at the briefs. It's introducing too many taxes at the same time when citizens are already struggling financially. Supporters, when I was speaking to some people, even one asked me in a social place, that guy, you don't look like you support this government so much. He was saying that the government needs revenue to run the country and pay debts. But I asked him, where are these debts coming from? When is this debt not ending? Those critics argue that, to be very honest, the burden is being pushed too heavily onto the ordinary mwananchi. Unfortunately, what makes this situation different is how the social media has amplified the public awareness. Young people, when I look at, you go through social media, young people are now reading the bill, analyzing taxes online, creating TikTok explainers, and openly challenging leaders in ways that we've never imagined. When we grew up, some of us, it's very sad and it's very true that when you're watching news and they go to business news, we could always switch off the TV because when they talk of Nairobi Stock Exchange, we could not understand. Now that we have grown up, we've realized, what? A finance bill is your life. A finance bill can mess your pocket or replenish it. Another thing that, after looking at the financial bill issue, and this brings us to the power of social media in Kenya, and I want to advise my fellow politicians. I've looked around, even in political rallies, Even I was being told that the security officers who were supposed to take care of the president were busy on social media. They were checking their TikToks and Facebook. Instead of finding out where the guns were, they were busy on TikTok. So I want to just tell my fellow politicians and the police officers that the social media currently is the order of the day. In the past, political rallies were the main way leaders communicate with the citizens. But now, platforms like YouTube, like what I'm doing now, TikTok, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube are becoming the new political battlegrounds. A politician, if you are still sleeping in your bed, hoping that I'm going to bribe Kenyans and give them 50 or 100 or 200 shillings and forget social media, you are actually frying where there's a hole on your pan. You must know that now one viral video alone, one alone. I'm sorry, I remember, God forgive her. I remember the former Deputy CJ Barasa just touched the nose of a security officer. That cost her job. So one viral video alone, that is negative. Mr. Politician, my fellow politicians, you are going to lose millions within hours. So social media is now shaping the public opinion faster than the traditional media. It has given ordinary citizens, especially Gen Zs, a stronger political voice. So politicians, my brother, rearrange yourself. Look for us. We help you project your voice, project your message better. Many people are now asking whether the Gen Z, because they are in politics, some of them, if the Gen Z become the generation that changes Kenya's political direction, will they, in 2027, do that? Because looking at the recent protests and the online activism, it has come very clear to me that many young people are becoming more politically aware. In their discussions, they're able to tell you whom they prefer. They're discussing corruption. I mean, we never talked about corruption because we used to say that it's our time to eat. Oh, when Mwangale is the president or Mwangale is the minister of finance, we could say it's our time to eat. But corruption nowadays, governance, taxes, unemployment, and accountability are more openly discussed by this youth. And like us, the older generation, we were just often divided along tribal-based politics. And we could say now, because it's our person, like, it's so sad that some of my age mate, one of them met me and told me, do you know that we must support so-and-so because it's coming from our region. We use the same route to go home. Yet you ask yourself, so what has this particular person done for us who go to the same route? You find a zero. So the Gen Zs, I'm happy for them because they're actually giving us the impetus. They're telling us, you know what, we are a tribalist, which is good. They speak English, they speak Swahili. Those who know their mother tongue, they keep it to their homes, but they're out here, they are saying, we are Kenyans. However, the big question is whether this online energy will it really translate into real political change on the ballot. As much as I want to encourage my politicians to go that line, because now social media, within a fraction of a second, a message has reached. If it is shared, it has gone viral. Like the guy who jumped, hey, that man, even if you go to the job, congratulations. I, Francis Matete, cannot dare that I'm going to hug the president. Where on earth, even just looking at him closer, I've been thrown away. So, congratulations. But will this social energy, political, social media translate into our votes? Because social media influence is powerful. But elections are won through organization, voting, and long-term political strategy. Still, one thing is becoming very clear. Kenya's young generation is awake, vocal, are no longer afraid to challenge the political system. I rest my case.